Hello there everyone, and welcome to Testy Tuesday. I'll tell you, it's kind of windy Tuesday too where we're at, and I'm going to be that way the rest of the day and into tomorrow when a cold front sweeps through. Isn't that what Jesus loved in the middle of May? A cold front? At least there's no snow coming with it. But hey, it is Testy Tuesday, so get ready to sharpen your minds, because I have a question to ask that is pertinent to what we're celebrating this Thursday, which is Ascension Day. All right, we're reading our Old Testament lesson for this week is actually from the New Testament. It's from the book of Acts, chapter 1, verses 6 through 14, and it recounts Jesus ascending into heaven. Now, he has told his disciples that you got to stick around now. You're going to receive power from on high, and when that Holy Spirit comes upon you, you will be my witnesses. Where did he say that those disciples are to be his witnesses? Here are your answers. Is it Jerusalem? Is it in all Judea? Is it up there in Samaria? Or is it in all the ends of the earth? Okay, so what's the answer? Jerusalem, in all of Judea, just up there in Samaria? No, in all the ends of the earth. Do you have the answer? I'll bet you do, because the answer is not A, B, C, D, but E, all of the above. You will be my witnesses in Jerusalem, in all Judea and Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. That is what is going to happen when you get filled up with God's Holy Spirit. You know what? You're not going to be able to stop. You're going to go right to the very ends of the earth. So that's important to remember when you're talking about Ascension Day, which is coming up in just 2 days, as I'm recording this on Thursday. And it's kind of an interesting thing. We've seen it happen before in the Bible. It's happened with, well, for some people it happened with Moses. It's not recorded in the Bible that way, but some Jewish traditions hold that Moses was taken up into heaven, but Elijah was, yeah. So, yeah, it's happened. But with Jesus, it has a little more punch, a little more meaning, because now he's not leaving us behind, as we see in our gospel lesson last week, and also kind of continuing in this week. He's always going to be there with us through his companion, the Holy Spirit, who is now our companion, our helper, our advocate, our paraclete. Okay, now here's the interesting thing. When this event takes place there, it says that the disciples are just going, kind of gawking and looking up into the sky. And suddenly 2 men in white robes appear. We've had that happen before. Yeah, at the time of the resurrection, the 2 men in white robes spoke to the women, saying, what are you doing? Don't be afraid. He's alive. You know, all that kind of good stuff. Now, here, they're speaking directly to the disciples. Men of Galilee, why do you stand gazing up into heaven? What are you doing? You don't do that. Jesus, who's taken up from you, is going to come back in the same way that you saw him go into heaven. So, in other words, don't sit here gawking around and trying to figure out, exactly when he's going to be coming, and how he's going to be coming. We'll tell you how. He's going to come the same way he left, but we're not going to tell you when, because he's given you orders, marching orders. Get out there and be my witnesses in Jerusalem, all Judea, Samaria, and to the ends of the earth. We, as Jesus' disciples today, still have those marching orders in place to be his witnesses. And when you're his witness, it is everywhere you go. When it says all the ends of the earth, basically that says everywhere. Does it mean you have to get into a boat and go to some remote island that the people never heard about Jesus? Well, some people feel compelled to do that, and that's fine. but it also means being a witness to God's love in your life to that person next door. Maybe the one you don't always really get along with. But we're called to love one another. I know it probably is driving some of you crazy right now. Man, all he talks about is love. Well, that's because that's really all Jesus talked about too. Love one another in the same way I've loved you. And that is with a very patient mind. Yes, but also a very forgiving one as well. A very forgiving spirit. All right. Well, go ahead and share that with your friends that you know a little bit about the ascension. But keep in mind, it's also recorded in Matthew at the end of his gospel, and in Luke's gospel itself, he talks about the ascension on Easter Day. That's kind of weird, isn't it? Whereas here, it says in the verses just before ours that are appointed for this Sunday, that after 40 days, that's why Ascension Day is this coming Thursday. It's 40 days after Easter Day. Okay? That's why it's kind of stuck right in the middle of the week, because it is 40 days. 40 days is kind of biblical talk for either a long time or just enough time. Jesus spends just enough time with his disciples before he takes off for heaven, because he said, that's all you need, because you're going to have my Spirit right by your side. God's blessings be with you. Get out there and enjoy this windy day.